Hi, hello everybody, welcome again in BioScienceMania, and now in today's video we discuss about types of inflorescence. Okay, so basically in a single video it is not completed because this is a very long term video, so that's the reason we discuss the total video within two segments. Okay, so first part we discuss about Racemose type of inflorescence. This is one type of inflorescence, and in second part we discuss about Cymose type of inflorescence and mixed type of inflorescence. Okay, now first of all we discuss about types of inflorescence. So basically we see here types of inflorescence is two types. Okay, Racemose and Cymose, and another one is mixed, so we don't call it in this section because of this is a mixed type of Racemose and Cymose. Okay, here Racemose and Cymose both are present. Okay, first of all we discuss about Racemose inflorescence and their types. Okay, so first of all, what is Racemose inflorescence? Basically this type of inflorescence never ends in a single flower. But which type of inflorescence end in a single flower? This is solitary inflorescence. One type of Cymose means Cymose inflorescence. Okay, this is definite or determinate inflorescence, and Racemose inflorescence always called indeterminate or indefinite inflorescence. Okay, so first of all we know about the definition. This type of inflorescence never end in a single flower, and it grows continuously with persistent growing point or with persistent rachis. Okay, so this is the rachis or this is the peduncle. Okay, so which grow continuously. Okay, and the arrangement of flower, the flower open acropetally or centripetally. So this is the term that we know about the term very quickly. Now see this picture. This one is acropetally, means the oldest flower toward the base. This is the base we know, and the oldest flower toward the base, and gradually the youngest flower or bud toward the apex, and gradually it becomes smaller and growing towards the youngest flower or the towards the bud. Okay, so this type of arrangement is called acropetally. And next we talk about this is centripetally. This is this type of arrangement, like if this is the receptacle. Okay, this is the roundish structure or thalamus type of structure, thallus structure. Okay, so here the arrangement of flower look like this. Okay, the oldest flower toward the margin, the oldest flower toward the margin, this margin, like this way, like this way, like this way. So the oldest flower toward the margin and the youngest flower at the center. Okay, so this type of arrangement looking like. Okay, this is called centripetally. At the same way we can also discuss about basipetally or centrifugally, because this is the contrasting term of acropetally or centrifugally. Contrasting term is basipetally. This is the contrasting term of acropetally, and centrifugally is the contrasting term. This is the contrasting term of centripetally. Okay, so what is this basipetally and what is the centrifugal type of arrangement? Basically basipetally type of arrangement where the youngest flower toward the base and gradually the older flower toward the apex. So this type of arrangement looking like. Okay, so this type of arrangement is shown in case of basipetal arrangement. Okay, and in case of centrifugal arrangement where the youngest flower toward the margin and the oldest flower toward the center. This is look like the oldest flower at the center and the youngest flower toward the margin, and this type of arrangement happen in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, every direction. Okay, so this type of happen in case of centrifugal arrangement. Okay, I hope this is clear what is centrifugal and what is centripetal. Okay, and at the same time what is basipetal and what is acropetal arrangement. Okay, now we discuss about Racemose type of flower. Okay, so because of this is the first one, and in this video we discuss only Racemose type of inflorescence. Okay, so now first of all Racemose type of inflorescence are two types. One is pedicellate, which are with stalk is called pedicellate, and without stalk is called sessile. Okay, so this type of inflorescence is called sessile flower, that is without pedicel. Okay, so without pedicel is called sessile and pedicel is called pedicellate flower. Okay, so basically pedicellate racemose flower are three types: raceme, corymb and umbel. Okay, so what is raceme? Actually the main axis has indefinite growth, we know in case of Racemose, here all the flower pedicel has indefinite growth. Okay, so the main axis has indefinite growth where pedicellate flower are born. So here pedicellate means stalk bearing flower. Okay, so this is the pedicel we know, and this is the peduncle. Okay, the main axis has indefinite growth where pedicellate flower are born. So the main axis has indefinite growth where pedicellate flower are born. Okay, so this type of arrangement is called raceme. Okay, and this type of arrangement where we found this is mustard. Okay, means shorisha, brassica niagara. Okay, next we discuss about corim. The main axis is comparatively shorter and the flowers have much larger pedicel than the upper ones, so that all the flowers are brought more or less at the same level. So just match the language with this diagram. Okay, so the main axis comparatively shorter, the main axis, this is the main axis, comparatively shorter. Okay, the flowers have much larger pedicel than the upper one. The flowers, this is, we know this is the pedicel. Okay, this is the pedicel and this is the peduncle. So all the pedicel become shorter than the lower one. So this is the lower one and this pedicel is longer, okay, than the upper one. So this is, so this type of arrangement, and after a certain time and after time the flower are brought more or less at the same level, so all the flower are at the same level. Okay, so this type of arrangement is called corim type of inflorescence. Okay, and the example is Cassia sophera. Okay, then we discuss about umbel. The main axis is much shortened and the flowers appear to develop from the same point. So the main axis is much shortened, the main axis is much shortened and the flower develop from the same point, and from the same point all the flower develop. Okay, so this type of inflorescence is called umbel. Okay, and we know this is pedicellate flower because they all bearing pedicel. Okay, and the next part so here the example is Coriandrum sativum. Okay, and the next part where we discuss about flower sessile. Okay, so what happened? So in case of sessile flower, the first one is spike. Okay, this is based on every sessile this concept is based on every sessile flower. Okay, so first of all you know very clearly that what is spike. Spike is the one type of inflorescence where the main axis is of indefinite growth where sessile flower are born on it. Like this is sessile flower without stalk, this is a flower, this is a flower, this is a flower, but they don't bear any of the stalk or pedicel, so this is called sessile flower. Okay, so this sessile flower born on a pedicel or a single stalk. Okay, this type of inflorescence is called spike, and this all flower bearing a bract. Okay, this is bract. Okay, we know actually what is bract in previous video, so I don't discuss about it in this video. So if you have any question about it or any queries, then you can check the previous video. I always give the link in the description. Okay, so डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैं जितना भी लिंक देना है इस वीडियो को तो दे दूंगी, और इसका प्रीवियस जो वीडियो है जो एक्चुअली मेन पार्ट है इन्फ्लोरेसेंस की उसका भी दे दूंगी। और सबकी पास एक ही मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि पहला जो वीडियो है उसको देख के उसके बाद जो वीडियो है उसको देखो। सो क्या करना है, पहले होच्छे तुमको चैनल पे जाना और वहाँ पर जो प्लेलिस्ट है तो प्लेलिस्ट पे जाके इन्फ्लोरेसेंस का जो प्लेलिस्ट है वहाँ पर जाके पहले से वीडियो देखना स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगी, क्योंकि पहले से देखने से पूरा जो कंसेप्ट है वो क्लियर हो जाएगी। ओके, सो आई होप दिस इज helpful obviously, and if you have any question then you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, so I hope you all understand what is spike, मतलब spike किस टाइप का इन्फ्लोरेसेंस होता है और इसमें जो sessile है तो वो कैसे इसका पर रहता है। ठीक है, सो ये सारी बात है। So next we talk about spikelate or locusta. Okay, this type of inflorescence bears at its base two sterile bract, the empty glume. This type of inflorescence bear at its base two sterile bract. Okay, first of all you match all the language with this diagram. Okay, so this type of inflorescence bear at the base two sterile bracts. So at its base, two sterile bract. This is bract, we know this bract are sterile. Why? Because this is not bear any of the single flower, and but this bract are not sterile. This is fertile because this is bearing a flower. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. And now next, above the empty glume means above the empty glume, flowering glume or lemma present from where flower are developed. So this is called lemma, and from where the flower are developed. Okay, each lemma bears single sessile flower. Each lemma bears single sessile flower in the axil. So we know this is the axil point, this is the axil point, this is the axil point. So each lemma means each bract which is bearing the flower, which is bearing a single flower, is called lemma. Okay, this is a bract and this is also a bract, but these two are different name because this one not bearing any of the single flower and this one bearing a flower. Okay, so this is called lemma and this is called glume. Okay, I hope this is clear. Opposite the lemma, a small glume is present. Opposite the lemma, a small glume is present called pli. So opposite the lemma, a small glume is present called pli. Okay. 2 or 3 lodicule present above the pli and apical part bear male and female flower, and both of them. Okay, apical part bear maybe male or maybe female or both of them. Okay, so now maybe clear on the basis of picture. So first of all, we know about the pli. What is pli? So we know opposite the lemma have a glume or have a bract. This is called pli, and this is present on the floral axis. Okay, this is the floral axis. So this is present on the floral axis or floral stalk. Okay, and above the pli there is 2 or 3 lodicule present. Basically here is 2, but if you imagine this is a 3D diagram, then you can very clearly understood that this is 3, maybe 3. Okay, 2 or 3 present above the pli. Okay, and the apical part bear male and female flower, because this is the apical part we know, and this is the male means anther, and this is the female flower. Okay, so this type of inflorescence actually present in case of Oryza sativa, Cymose, triticum. Means Oryza sativa जो rice होता है, triticum aestivum जो wheat होता है, और Cymose. But here is the question. Obviously तुमको एक question आ सकता है यहाँ पर, क्या कि इतना जो बड़ा diagram है ये कैसे वहाँ पर आ सकता है? Actually this is the condensed form. Actually this is the enlarged form, but in case of Cymose, when you take a real picture, there is the condensed form of this type of inflorescence. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you, and after all if you check it from real picture, then you can obviously take any of the example from the field and then it is clear to you. Okay, now finally we discuss about the another type of inflorescence. This is called spatix. Okay, it is a spike. Okay, it is a spike where fleshy axis having both male female flower. Obviously here is another structure that is called sterile. Okay, not male not female, they have means this type of flower don't have any sterile capacity or any any fertile capacity, so this is called sterile flower. Okay, so this type of inflorescence, I hope you look this type of image. Okay, so where I just want to show this type of image, how the floral arrangement is look like this is male, this is sterile flower, and this is female flower. Okay, it is a spike with fleshy axis having both male and female flowers. Interstructure is surrounded by a large bract called Spathi. Okay, so this is the flower, this is the arrangement of flower, arrangement of sessile flower. So this is covered by a large bract. This is called Spathi, and we know what is Spathi because when we discuss about types of bract, there we also discuss about this type of bract, which is called Spathi. Okay, so where it is found? It is found in Adam, Colocasia, antiquorum. Okay, this type of plant bear this type of inflorescence. Okay, I hope if you search on Google all of example, then you can clear very clear about this inflorescence. Okay, next we talk about catkin or amentum. Next we talk about catkin or amentum. It is pendular spike, means this is the spike which is pendulous, means which is hanging. Okay, which is hanging. It is a pendular spike with fleshy and delicate axis which bears naked unisexual flower, which bear naked unisexual flowers. Okay, so this is naked unisexual flower. Obviously you just see the diagram. Okay, this type of flower. And where it is found in Acalypha hispida. Okay, next we discuss about strobile. Okay, strobile, it is the modified spike where the pedicellate flower are born singly or singly, a single flower are born in the axil of a persistent membranous bract. Means how they look like? Actually a single flower, like you can imagine this is a single flower, and in the base of the flower many types of bract. Which type of bract? Persistent type of bract arise from the base, and after a certain time the flower converted to a fruit, but the bract cannot separate or cannot remove from the base, and this bract always attached with this base of the fruit or base of the inflorescence. Okay, so this type of inflorescence present in Humulus lupulus. This is the example. You can also search this example, and then the image when you see, then real image when you see, then it is clear to you. Okay, next type is capitulum or anthodium or head, means a single type of inflorescence that is also named three different name: capitulum, anthodium, and head. In this type main axis is flat. Main axis is flat. This is flat, means this is flat. Okay, this is flat. Convex receptacle, this is called always convex receptacle, on which numerous sessile flower and small floret are arranged in a centripetal manner. We know what is centripetal manner, I don't discuss it again. Okay, centripetal manner. Two types of floret are present. One is ray floret and another one is disc floret. Okay, so ray floret, those are at the periphery. So ray floret present at the periphery. That is, you know, this type of picture always show. So ray floret present at the periphery of two row. Okay, ray floret, those at the periphery with strap shaped corolla. This floret are female and are always zygomorphic. Okay, so this type of floret actually look like this. This is strap shaped corolla, always present. Okay, and this is look like that. Okay, look like that. So this is strap shaped corolla that is present at the periphery of a flower, okay, or of a receptacle. Okay, and at the center disc floret are grouped at the center. Okay, and are actinomorphic and bisexual. So disc floret is look like this and this. Okay, and so this is look like that. Okay, this is look like that. So this is disc floret and this is ray floret. It is always female and it is bisexual. So this is the male and this is the female part, and this is always bisexual and actinomorphic. So this is just know about that. Ray floret are always female flower and always zygomorphic. Okay, this is the ray floret, and in case of disc floret this is actinomorphic and this is bisexual. Okay, and where this type means capitulum type of inflorescence present, it is present in Helianthus anus or Trigax procambis or Eclipta alba. Okay, this is the example of, so this is the capital inflorescence and this is look like that. Okay, but first of all we read the language. In this type, a cluster of sessile flower arise from a single point, from a globostructure, and form a globostructure. So, a cluster of sessile flower, a cluster, this is a cluster of sessile flower, this is a cluster of sessile flower, this is a cluster of sessile flower, This is a cluster of sessile flower. Okay, so this is a cluster, means a unit of the sessile flower developed from a single point. All the sessile flower arrays from the single point, and it form a globose structure. It form a globose, means roundy structure. Okay, it form a roundy structure. Okay, so this is called capitate or capitate inflorescence or capitate racemose inflorescence. Okay, so where it is found? It is found in Mimosa pudica. Okay, Mimosa pudica types of plant bear this type of inflorescence. Okay, so now for today we discuss the inflorescence, one type of inflorescence which is called racemose inflorescence.